myself. So my name's Jen. I am the director of a group called Wisconsin Jobs Now. WJN, you in the house? And WJN is a proud member of the Schools and Communities United Coalition. You're the CU, make some noise! The mission of Schools and Communities United is really simple. It's to create the schools and the communities that we know our children deserve. I am a proud parent of 2 Milwaukee Public School children. Sanaya, my son Kingston up there. So I know what it's like to see your class sizes go up every single year. To hear your principal tell you, I'm sorry, there's just no money to continue the program that was vital to your child. And I know the frustration that we're feeling as we know that education is the great equalizer, and yet our governor seems fit to try to destroy the public institutions that make this state great. So we are here today not to lie down, not to accept these cuts, but to fight back and to stand up here in Milwaukee, up in Madison, and all across this great state. Am I right? Yeah! So we're just going to hear from 2 quick folks, because we want to get the perspective of parents and students who are facing these cuts. So first, let me introduce Angela. Angela is a parent in MPS. Give it up for Angela, everybody!
There is nothing to cheer about today. I think what we can definitely say in 2 minutes about what it means to lose $300 million from the University of Wisconsin system and $150 per year per public school student. You need a lot more than 2 minutes to talk about what that is going to do, how it's going to continue to grow the quality of public education from K-4 all the way into PhD programs here in Wisconsin. Something that we used to be very proud of, something that we're still very proud of, something that we all have to work hard to defend. And I know we're tired of working hard, but let's face it, there are only 3 things that are certain in Wisconsin right now: death, taxes, and devastating budget cuts to public education. So we have a lot to work toward and a lot to fight for. I'm a public employee. I'm a graduate of UW Milwaukee. I work for the University of Wisconsin system today, and there's no escape. I have to go home and talk to my 3 public school kids about what $150 cut per pupil under this budget might mean to them. And they're tired of talking about budget cuts, and they're tired of saying goodbye to teachers, and they're tired of watching their friends go to school districts that are better funded. But the truth is, there aren't a lot of places left to go anymore. This budget cut, these budget cuts attacked our rural schools, they attack our urban schools, they attack our suburban schools, and now they're going after the University of Wisconsin system at the rate of $300 million. And that's just the first cut. We know more cuts are going to come. What folks in Madison can't tell us is how much more those cuts are going to be, what expanding the voucher system is going to mean, and how much money our public school students are going to have taken away from their schools to pay for statewide voucher expansion. So maybe there are 4 things that are certain here in Wisconsin: death, taxes, devastating budget cuts to our public education system, and a bunch of good folks like you with common sense who want a future for our children and ourselves here in Wisconsin. So let's keep talking common sense. Let's go to Madison. Let's send our kids to school tomorrow. And let's be ready to do this. Let's support each other.
Yay! Everybody give it up for Angela! Yay! It is not easy to take all of the time away from all of the other responsibilities parents have to become advocates for their children's school. But that is what it's going to take if we want to restore the Wisconsin promise to every single child. It is going to take us talking to our friends and our family members and our neighbors and growing the fighting force of people who are standing up against this budget. And there's no one who's more important to help us do that than the students who are directly affected
how does this affect me? I have a 7-year-old sister. How does this affect me? I have a 7-year-old sister who's in 2nd grade at Forest Home Avenue School. I was able to access and attend public education that helped me follow my dream to go to college. You know, if that is taken away from the community, I and many other students in MPS, well, that dream will fade away and will die with the community. What does this mean? This means that students and teachers alike will all be turned to the side. You know, I want to go to college, and my father and my mom both can't afford to take me and all of my brothers and sisters to go to school.
That's right.
You know, I will have to probably drop out if. Well, my mom is a stay-at-home mom. My dad is a handyman at a small hotel in downtown Milwaukee. They can't afford to take everybody to school, and they can't afford to pay me for college, to pay for my college tuition. I will have no other option.
Thank you. Thank you, we got you, Raphael. Don't worry about it. We're going to see food.
Students are not for sale. Students are not for sale. Students are not for sale.
Say students are not for sale.
Students are not for sale. Students are not for sale. Students are not for sale.
That's right. Our kids are not for sale, and the future of this great state is not for sale. And I think it's important for folks to understand what this is really about. Because this isn't about competition, and it's not about choice. What it's about is the $5 billion that our country currently spends in public education, and the privatizers and the corporate profiteers who would like to get their hands on that money. They don't care about educating our kids. They're not worried about the students in rural Wisconsin who are showing up after spending an hour or two on the farm in the morning to learn all day and take a bus an hour and a half home because they don't have a community school. That is not who these privatizers care about. They care about profits. And we are not going to let Governor Walker or this legislature sell our kids to the highest bidder. Am I right about that? Let's explain, folks, right? So, WJN, we organize underpaid workers. And we call them underpaid. Lots of folks like to call them low wage or entry level. We call them underpaid because, let's be clear, the labor that fast food workers and home care workers and retail workers and janitors and security guards do, it creates billions and trillions of dollars in profits, right? So they're not low wage, they are undervalued and underpaid. And we talk to them about their aspirations. And Governor Walker, his plan for raising wages, he says he wants to help people learn more to earn more. Well, I ask you, how does somebody learn more when you cut $300 million from our university system? That's the wrong way for Wisconsin. And I want to lift up those bold students at the University of Milwaukee who have been protesting on campus since the day those budget cuts were announced. Let's give it up for UWM students. And how do you help folks get a quality education when you cut $127 million from our K through 12 system? That's over $12 million in Milwaukee alone. Now that's the wrong way for Wisconsin families. Am I right about that? Yeah. So today is just the beginning. We are going to have a silent, or not really silent, but a quiet march over to the governor's house. And again, you know, people say, why go to his house? Oh, that's a little intrusive. Oh,